Welcome back to Step by Step Stories. Today we are moving on and we are going to learn about ers today, and they are found on page 75. Now these are kind of fun to teach, and you can come up with different ways that your child can remember, and I'll just show you some of the ways that I use for my kids. So this one is first, and it's the of her, and that's usually how I teach it. This is the of first. And what I do is I hold up my finger and I say, it's like number one. It's first. And the one looks kind of like an I, so it reminds us that the of first has an I before the R. And this is the of nurse. And what I do with this one is I come down to my paper and I tell my kids that nurses used to wear funny hats. And I draw a little picture for them, and this is really hard upside down, so forgive me if it looks silly. I draw a little picture and I tell them that they used to wear a little hat that looked like a U on the top of their heads. And that's what a nurse wore. And so when I teach them the of nurse, I put a U on my head, just like that, and I say, the of nurse. So they remember that this has to do with a U, because you're making a U and putting it on your head. So you have the of first, the of nurse, the of her, which I don't really have any hand signals for, and the of work. And when I do the of work, I take my fist and I tell them it's like a hammer. And with my fist, I'm going to make a W. So I remember that the of work has a W in front of it. And you can even write that so that they can see that. And you're going to want them to write all of these down because they need to remember all of their ers. And when you finger spell these words, again, you'll prompt them. So when you do a word, for example, like fern, you'll make sure that you tell them this is the of her. So they write the right down. Or fir, I have a fir tree, fir, the of first. So they'll write the right down. So, and you'll do that through all of those. And there are no red words for this section. So you'll just be able to go on, and you'll review some of the red words, though, that were from the previous section. So that will help out quite a bit. Now I'm just going to go ahead and go on to the next section also, because this one was so short. And we also have another in this one. And this one is the of early, or the of earth. And I tried to think of a million ways to come up with, to do this one, but I really couldn't come up with anything. So anything that you can come up with to help them remember the of early would be great. And then we have and make sure that it's kind of a throaty sound. This is E, A. And what you can do is you can point to the E, so they say E first. E, A. So they know they're saying E, and then a different sound in between E, and then they're saying A. Okay? And this one is ah. Ah. And what I do is I tell them it's like the doctor is looking in your throat, and you say ah. And this is ah used anywhere in a word. Okay? And when we do these words, they're kind of separated out because when we add NG, and I also did NK in here, because NG and NK both affect the vowels that precede them. So when we add NG to I, for example, it's making the I say E, which is a very unusual sound for I to make, and the same thing with ink. When we add NK to I, it's making it say E, and it's making the A say A, as in hang, laong, laung. Okay, so have them practice with these words, and that will help them get their ngs and their unks down. Okay, and then you can continue on with the other words. And let's see, do we have any red words in this section? We do. In this section, we're learning the red word many, and we're learning every one because it has the 1 in it so that they'll be able to see that and recognize it. So continue on through the stories, and happy reading, and thank you for using Step by Step Stories.